Anyway, one of the most attractive things a woman can wear is confidence. You believe that?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that's one of the most important issues that we can have as far as when we meet people. That first impression is made in as little as 2 to 3 seconds, actually. And when people first meet us, they determine right away our self-image, our outlook on life, our trustworthiness, our social position, our future success, our education, all kinds of things, economic levels. They make judgments about us immediately. And I remember when I was working at the now infamous Enron, and I was in human resources, and a gentleman came in and he applied for a particular job, needed a lot of attention to detail. Researchers asked strangers what their opinion was of this man. That's another story. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself. So when he came in, he interviewed, he had all the education, he had all the work experience and everything that they needed. When he finished, he not only sent the lady a thank you note, he sent her flowers. And I said, Beth, why won't you hire this man? He has everything you're looking for. She said, because he had little nubs on his collar, you know, like sometimes with polyester,
Of course.
To her, that showed a lack of attention to detail because of those few little nubs, so she wouldn't hire him. So a lot of times people will determine by if our shoes are polished or anything else is going on, are we capable, do they want us handling their business? And so they will make a lot of judgments about us because of that. Now I'll get to what I was saying. There was a study done once about nonverbal signals and how much they affect the people's opinions of us and their impressions of us. And so it was a study about a man who's 5'10", weighed 143 pounds. He adopted what they call the lower class stance. We kind of have a little long. Researchers asked strangers what their opinion was of this man. Overall, they guessed him to be 5'9", 136, sheepish, and ineffective. Now, how would you like to be considered sheepish and ineffective if you hadn't said a word? It was just how he carried himself. So then he adopted what they call the upper class stance, and we always taught this in modeling school. Shoulders are rolled back, chin is up parallel to the floor, and he was very confident. Not arrogant, but confident. And researchers asked other strangers what their opinion was of this man. Overall, they guessed him to be about 5'11", 160, masculine and aggressive. Same man, the only difference was how he carried himself. And communication skills are broken down into 3 parts. First is 55% of your communication skills are nonverbal. That's a lot. How you sit, stand, walk, where you sit, what you do, you know, you flip an eyebrow, flip a hair. Those are all nonverbal signals. And so 55% are made up just by what you're doing with your body, how many movements you're making when you get into a room, etc. 38% is the quality of your voice. That's your expression, your pitch, and your tone. So if I walked up to you and just said, "Wow, that was great," how would you feel? Wonderful. Oh, that was great. Okay, so a lot of it is how we say something. You know, if we're distracted, we have things on our mind, we're not really thinking of how we sound, it might not come off very well to people. Only 7% are the actual words used, so we always want to think about that. Also, when we're meeting people, we're trying to do business, have the right impression. One thing also is the handshake, and the handshake is an international communications all over the globe. You can do that. That's the one accepted time that you can touch somebody and have a handshake with them. So if I went up to Kim and said, "Hi," she's got a nice firm handshake. Okay, in America what we do is we hold our hand up, make sure you get a nice firm handshake in here, and you do like 3 quick pumps, not jerks, but 3 quick pumps, ladies off your hand to a man, and then you connect with their eyes. If you can tell what color their eyes are, you've usually really connected with the person. So give them like 3 quick pumps, lean slightly forward so you're engaged in the conversation and you're talking with them when you do that. Now, some men, particularly salesmen, have been trained to take a woman's hand and turn it like this, and they put her hand in a submissive position, and it's saying, "I have the upper hand." That's probably where that term came from, about the upper hand. If that ever happens to you, just turn it straight up like this and shake hands. A guy did that to me once, and he was a salesman, and I didn't realize until we let loose, and I thought, darn, I should have remembered that, you know. Because he had my hand like this. I had a lady come up to me once, several months ago, and she said, "You know what happens when somebody does that to me?" And I said, "What?" And she came on, I don't know, you probably can't see this. Okay, and he would turn her hand like this, she would not only turn it up this way, but she would put her hand on top of his other one and really take total control. And I said, so what happens when they do that? And she said, they don't like that at all. They immediately pull their hand away. So that would be another thing that would be very helpful. Watch your body language when you walk into someplace, and think about the energy that you're giving off at the time. I've become so aware of energy. If we don't feel good, or we're angry, or we're upset, maybe something that happened at home, that energy literally comes out from us, and it will it'll set the tone for your meeting with someone immediately. You know, you can be in a really good mood, and then your spouse, partner comes home in a poopy mood, and then what's all of a sudden? We're in a crummy mood too. So watch your energy, listen to yourself. Would you want to listen to you? If you actually heard yourself and you were someone else, would you want to listen to you? And just right quickly to wrap up, another thing is think about putting yourself in the other person's shoes. I've tried to do this more and more lately. And when you put yourself in the other person's shoes and you understand what maybe their frustrations, their fears are, especially if you're doing sales or something like that, you can really understand where they're coming from, why the way they're acting the way they do. It's good to do that with family too. Can really set a different tone for your meeting, your conversation. And then the very last thing, we wrote down some things right quick, is when you introduce yourself, if you can say what you do and for whom, and then your name, people will actually start listening to you. How many of you have a hard time remembering someone's name when you just met them? I know I do. I'm terrible. Why is that? Because about the first 7 seconds, we're actually checking them out. Hey, cute hairdo, nice outfit, dorky shoes, whatever the case may be. We are checking people out visually. We're not listening. That's why a lot of times we don't remember somebody's name. And so if you say your name last, they will remember that. So for me, I could say, I'm a transformation coach with Transformation Academy. My name is Rita Rocker. Say your first name, and when we do introductions, I'd like for you to do this. If you would just stand, and when you say your name, say your first name, pause just for a second, and then give us a real punch in your last name. So mine would be Rita Rocker. So we're going to listen for that and see how you do when we do table introductions. Yes, Richard.
Did you say that the women should try to offer their hand first for a handshake, right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times when we have them come in, you know, if you put your hand out and they feel uncomfortable, then it's not a very good feeling.
And actually, it's more proper probably, either is okay, man or a woman.
Right.
But women should definitely just go ahead and offer a hand to a man. Give a nice handshake.
Is that being submissive, though? I have a problem with that. No, I'm just kidding.
No.